And happy early June there, YouTube, as I'm enjoying this lovely summer day. I'm taking a look here at a pair of beacons that I just recently picked up. I've been sitting on them for a while. They're, well, I guess not really recent, but within the past couple weeks. Been sitting on these guys for a project they're going to make like a generic Visibar. And like many of the best laid plans, that fell apart. Ended up going a different route. And now what I've got are two federal beacons. The question for you guys watching this video is, which one is a Model 14? Or are they both Model 14s? Or is one of these a Model 11 and is one a Model 14? Now here we go. The beacon on the left, this guy here, pinky. There's beacon A, finger here, beacon B. Which one's which? Let's take a look. We'll look at beacon A first. If you guys zoom in on this, you take a look, you can see that it's a definitely early generation beacon. It's got the lack of a better term there, it looks like a Type 1 motor in there. I'll get the lenses off on these in a little bit so you can take a look, but it's definitely full lamp cast holder, or full cast lamp holder. My dyslexia kicking in. The dome is in pretty good shape, but as we get around you can kind of get a view. There's a better view on the motor there. Again, this is beacon A. Alright, and then as we come around here, you can see now with the sun to our back, it's probably a little bit easier to see. Overall, it's in excellent shape. They were definitely dirty when I first got these. I did clean them up. Again, this was for something else. But so what is that? Is that a Model 14? Is that a Model 11? Again, we're talking about beacon A. What does the tag say? Oh, nothing. There is no tag on this beacon. Your call. We'll figure that one out. So there's beacon A. Let's now address beacon B. Beacon B looks almost identical. Actually, it is identical from exterior purposes. There again is your older style motor. See if I can zoom in on that. Maybe out of the sun a little bit. That's definitely an early generation Federal motor, possibly Type 2. Again, full cast lamp, or full cast round lamp holders. Older style beacon. There's the interior. The clasp. One of these is being a pain in the butt to close up again. I can get it closed, it just fights you. And what does the tag say? Oh, a whole lot of nothing. So let's delve into this a little bit. Which one do you think is the Model 14? Are they both Model 14s? Or is one of these guys a Model 11? So let's take them apart and take a look. And we're back with beacon A. Beacon B is still assembled, doing that on purpose so you can tell the difference. So let's get a better view at beacon A. Again, full round, or I've already talked about the old style lamp holders. Let's take a look on the inside. What do you guys see? Obviously, that's definitely an older Federal signal motor. Older, it's even older than the standard twin sonic motor. This is the pre. This might be considered a version 1.5 or Type 1.5 motor. There's your worm gear with some lubrication on it, and then the actual clutch gear, if you want to call it that. And other side, pretty basic. So what is it, folks? Is this a 14? Is it an 11? Maybe if I do this, it'll help you. Is it a 14? Is it an 11? I know what it is. Definitely a Model 14. This one does not have the drive gear coming underneath, plus the holes on the bottom, as I flip this back up, don't line up for where it would be mounted. In other words, it doesn't have the cog on the bottom for the to link the chain gear to the other side, to the slave side. So this could be a master side beacon if I drilled out the hole there, the little nub right in the center of the screen, but obviously that's not what this is. This is a Model 14. It does need a tag, and looks like it's used. She's in very good shape, especially considering I believe the motor on this is 1968. Let's see if I can get around. You can look at these tags are a little bit different than the standard ones. But all right, so we know this is a Model 14. So let's go to the other one. What's this guy? Is it also Model 14? Let's find out. And we're back. And what do you see in here? It's definitely a Type 2 motor. and spin it around. You guys make your decisions. Look like a Model 14. Look like a Model 11. I can tell you what it is. I don't even have to flip it over and I already know what this one is. Here we go. What is that? It's a Model 11. So the couple giveaways on this is A, right in the center of the screen, if I can do this with my thumb, that right there, that is the lower drive axle. It's been cut for the cog, or if you want to call it the gear, that actually transverses the chain through the actual Visibar itself, which is the bar. That's just a frame, is the Visibar, to the other side. So this is a Model 11 that somebody has cut and turned into a Model 14. The other giveaway too is if you look at the base here, there's some holes that are present on this that are not present on the Model 14, and I'll talk about that as I'm trying to do this with one hand. So if you take a look, you got your engine mounting holes, or the holes here for the bracket mounting. You got a wiring hole coming out here, there's another hole here. This hole here mounted to the frame, as did that one there, which is probably the reason why it's not on the frame, because it looks like somebody cut the bar or cut this beacon off. So let's flip this guy back down and make another comment, or make another look at something else I noticed on this guy. So if you look at that, there's your drive wheel, there's the Type 2 motor. And if I flip this around, sun's killing me, folks. You can look and see where that wire, look at the drive axle. It's kind of hard to see, but it's the newer style drive axle, which actually means that this beacon here is newer than this beacon, unless they Frankenstein some parts out of it. On the flip side, back to the Model 14, which is weird because it's got the older motor on it. Notice it doesn't have the nub in the middle, but it also has some cutouts that might be hard to see in the sun. One here, there's one literally where my thumb is now, and if you look, it would mount here, and on the other side down there, but without that nub cut out, and with this nub here, it's designed for a different mount. Those are your primary differences between the Model 11 and the Model 14. Now, to be honest, really, there should be another one of these without the motor and without anything. That was what this was paired to. And this would then be in turn mounted to the Visibar itself, and then it would earn the moniker Model 11 Twin Beacon Ray. Remember though, with the Model 11s, that only one has the motor and the other one does not. The other one is just a beacon, no motor. It could be converted to a Model 14 pretty easily if they cut the bottom off like they did to this one. And then threw a motor in it. Now, it's very possible that's what have been with this one. There's no way for me to definitively tell this was always a master side beacon or this was a slave side beacon. The only thing I can tell you is it definitely was a Model 11 beacon, because they cut the thing out on they cut the axle on the bottom, which is down here where my thumb is. They cut that off. It's still there, but they just cut it off, tried to cut it as flush as possible. But why they did that, I don't know. Only history can tell us that. But let's get these guys put back together and I'll run them a little bit and we'll wrap this video up. Alright, now that I've got these wired up, let's take a look at them and see how they spin. Power supply here is not the best, but it should be enough to push these. Bear with me one-handed here. There we go. They're spinning. They're turning and they're burning. Look like they're alright. A little slow, probably due to the fact of it just being a weaker power supply than what I normally use since I'm outdoors. But they're not real chatty either. You kind of hear them, but it's not too bad. Let me get a 360 here. Remember to always fuse these things whenever you decide to do this stuff. Don't do this and not leave it fused. One small mistake, you blow your whole thing up. Ask me how I know that. Hopefully I never get a video of that happening. Anyway, that's it in a nutshell. Let's get down here and you can see them. Again, Model 11 and a Model 14. The Model 14 is on the left, the Model 11 is on the right, and there is no noticeable difference. I mean, they're both spinning about the same rate, mostly because of that power supply. I bet you if I hook these things up to like a car battery with an alternator or something a little bit more amperage to it, these things would probably work without issue. So, alright, a little bit of shaky cam doing this with one hand. Let me see if I can stabilize that. That's about it. And there goes the power supply telling me my video's done. So that's it for today, YouTube. Stampede Valkyrie out.